Do you not feel good enough? Not good enough for your job, not good enough to start a business, maybe not good enough for a relationship. And it eats at you day in and day out. How do you know if you are good enough? Has God made you good enough to do what He has created you to do? We're going to talk about that today. And if this is something that you've struggled with, please put it in the chat that you are ready to hear. Type in ready to hear how to be good enough. How to know that you're good enough to do what God's created you to be. Russell Conway, many years ago, tells a story of a man who bought a field. And he thought this field was filled with diamonds and he was going to get rich. He would never have to worry about money again. So he started looking through this field and he looked and he looked and he found all these rocks, but no diamonds. He got so distraught because he had no money left that he finally drowned himself. The man who bought the field started looking for these alleged diamonds. He found strange looking rocks and he took him to a diamond specialist. And the diamond specialist said, yes, this is the most valuable diamond in the world. But nobody had recognized it because it was a diamond in the rough. And the man who originally bought the land had never taken the time or spent the money to find out anything about diamonds. He had no idea what a diamond in the rough even looked like or what was underneath. If you're not feeling good enough today, it's only because you do not understand who God created you to be. That you are a diamond in the rough that needs to be polished. We all do. But you need to have somebody to help you with that. None of us are meant to do this alone. We all have different gifts, talents, abilities, and skills, and thank God. Every time I go to the doctor, I thank God that I am not a doctor. That was not my calling. I would not be good at that. I would not be good at being a diamond cutter because I can't see to thread a needle. I am not any good at doing video editing like my video editor is. Thank God for Brian. I appreciate him and his name will be down in the chat below. You ought to hire him. We all have different things, but you know what? This is not really even something that my video editor thought that he could possibly be doing at his young age, actually making a living. But I believe in him and I believe in you because I know that God has sent me to help people find their jewels inside of them. I call it being a faucet of hope. And I talk about that in this video over here. So you need to look at that one to get the whole back scoop on how you were created and to be a faucet of hope. I want to talk to those who might be struggling like the nurses and the doctors who don't know how to make decisions or don't think you're good enough to make a good decision about who do I treat today. Code blues are going off in 2 different rooms. Who do you go to? The good news is that the same God that created us can give us answers to those tough questions. Every time I pick up the phone or go on my video to talk to a client, I pray that God would, number 1, bring me the people He wants me to help, and number 2, give me the sensitivity to hear what God wants them to know. How can I best help them? If that's not your number 1 question about your job or your life or your business, how can I be of help? Then you're missing the boat on being good enough. You're good enough if you do what God is calling you to do. And if you're not sure what that is, then you can go to this video and watch a little bit more about that. If you're just feeling super anxious about taking that next step, then you need to watch the 3 tips to anxiety that will tell you about the 3 G's, which is number 1, gratitude. If you don't have an attitude of gratitude, no matter what you're doing, you're going to be miserable. Number 2, you've got to look at what are you good at. Start assessing yourself. If you need help with that, ask your friends and call me. I can do the most amazing resume 4 people to get them convinced that they can do it. If you want to see an amazing video on that story, well, I'll put that in the chat box. I've actually got an article that you'll love on that one. But if you want to start to set some goals for what you're going to do and what you want to do, then you really need to become part of my community that is working with each other. Every day we look at what are we good at, what are we grateful for, and what are our goals for the day. And every day we post these, and every night we go back and we look at them. So if you are stuck and you don't know where to go from here, you need to join my community, and I'll put it down in the chat, and you can go ahead and sign up to join my private group so that I can support you, my other community members can support you, and we can help you to get to where God intends for you to be, and you will learn to know that you are good enough. So if this has resonated with you, don't forget to hit the like button, press the subscribe so you get all of my other videos that come out, and hit the bell and you'll be notified immediately as soon as I release a new video. Thank you for watching. You are good enough.